down all that I am and find my heart on the altar again. Set me on fire, set me on fire. Come on, sing. Take all I have in these hands and multiply, God, all that I am and find my heart on the altar again. Set me on fire, ask it. Set me on fire. Here I am, God, arms wide open, pouring out my life, gracefully broken.
Reason that I am like this, and I day go by, yeah, I don't try. Thank the Lord up above. And if you wonder why I'm loving life, come close and I tell you what's up. Ask me how I'm doing, I'm blessed.
I'm blessed.
Living every moment, no regret.
I might be sick as a motherfucker, but I'm blessed.
Yes, I'm blessed.
And I'm here today to bless you. Stand by.
Living every moment, no regrets. Smile on my face, I'm like, yes, I'm blessed. Yes, I'm blessed. Yes, I'm blessed. 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 I'm blessed.
Let's get to this word, y'all. You blessed? Hey, look here. I gave y'all the wrong chapter in that. I gave y'all the wrong chapter. We in Genesis chapter 41 today. Now, if I were to choose for a sermon topic today, it might mess you up a little bit. Don't worry about it. Don't miss the message. Who can interpret this bullshit? Sermon topic today is who can interpret this bullshit. And we coming from Genesis chapter 41. Let me give you a little bit of backstory here. We in this series here, we learning about Joseph. Joseph the dreamer, son of Jacob, Israel, when he got the name changed. Brother of 11, and a dreamer. Deacon Jack, get your ass off my camera, sir. You have a seat in the rotunda. Joseph the dreamer, who learned a valuable lesson in his ministry about STFU. Shutting the fuck up. Joseph learned a valuable lesson going from his daddy's penitentiary, his daddy's penthouse. He went from his daddy's penthouse to the penitentiary. He went back to the penthouse of Pharaoh. From Pharaoh's house, he went back to the penitentiary for passing on the pussy. Yeah, that's why he went to jail, because he passed on some pussy. Read Genesis chapter 39. That's just a little synopsis. But now we're moving into 41, where Joseph, he was sold into slavery by his brothers because he told them about his dream, and his brothers misinterpreted the dream. They couldn't interpret that bullshit. So they sold him into slavery, and he wound up working for the boss, the king of the town. And the king's hoe set him up with the pussy. But he refused and declined, denied her access to the ping, and got his ass put in the penitentiary. So here, we picking up the story of Joseph in the penitentiary. I'm going to go ahead and struggle and read this word for y'all. If you have your Bible, if you would be so kind as to turn to Genesis chapter 41, we can dissect the matter. Okay. Genesis 41 reads as such. At the end of 2 full years, Pharaoh dreamed that he was standing by the Nile River. The Nile River. The Nile River. The Nile River ain't just a river in Egypt. Some of y'all in the Nile right now that I'm an actual preacher. But if you start praying, it might be revealed to you that I am the truth. I'm going to let y'all know now, if you praying out there, I won't be preaching long. But if you ain't praying, I'm going to be preaching half the damn day to you. Moving on back to the word. Genesis chapter 41. Were 7 fine-looking, fat-ass cows. And they were feeding on the Nile grass. Verse 3. There were 7 other cows that looked ugly and thin. They looked like Bishop. Looked like your boy Bishop, a little ugly and thin, all messed up. Legs tall as shit. They were ugly and thin, and they were coming up after the first 7 from the Nile River. So we got 14 cows. Maybe 2 or 3 of them was heifers. I don't know. But they coming up from the Nile River. So they in the river, coming up out the river. I suspect they was taking a drink of water. I don't know. I ain't never really seen cows in the river. But moving right along. All right. There were 7 other cows that looked ugly and thin coming up after them from the Nile. And they stood alongside the fat cows by the bank of the Nile. Verse 4. Then the ugly thin cows began to eat up the 7 fine fat cows. Now when this shit happened, Pharaoh woke up, the Bible says. This shit startled him. How in the fuck is these skinny cows eating up these big old healthy looking cows? I don't understand it. I am perplexed. Pharaoh clutched his invisible pearls in his sleep and woke up. Moving on, 5, verse 5. Then he went back to sleep and had a second dream. There were 7 ears of grain coming up on one stalk, full and choice. It was right for the pickings, y'all. This is some good grain, good wheat. There's some good bread with this here wheat. Verse 6. And growing up after them were 7 ears of grain that were thin and scorched by the east wind. 7. And the thin ears of grain began to swallow up the 7 full and choice grains. And at this, Pharaoh woke up and realized that it was a dream. Clutching them invisible pearls again. Pharaoh fucked up now. He like, hey, look, what the hell is going on here with these crazy ass dreams? How in the hell is 7 skinny cows going to eat up 7 fine voluptuous cows? And how the hell is 7 little dried up, dried up ears of grain gonna eat up 7? Let me use the right term now. 7 full and choice ears of grain. How is it possible? Pharaoh wants to know. Pharaoh woke up again, realized that this was a dream. But in the morning, his spirit became agitated. So see, when a man can't understand something that's put in his spirit, he may get a little agitated, may get a little upset, he may get a little confussing. That's confused, y'all, for the layman. Men don't like dreaming shit and they don't understand what the hell is going on. So what did Pharaoh do? It says here in verse 8 that in the morning his spirit became agitated. So he sent for all the magic practicing priests. The magic practicing priests of Egypt. Now, first things first. If you are a priest or any person of God, magic is out the motherfucking window. That's the first thing, okay? It's the first discrepancy in the word here. But follow me now. The Pharaoh had hired some magic practicing priests of Egypt. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Let's back up. I spoke too soon. Let's go ahead and read this again. So he sent for all the magic practicing priests of Egypt and all her wise men. The magic practicing priests of Egypt were women. Huh? God damn. You old tricky magicians, y'all. Hey, listen. Women been weaving that hocus pocus magic since the dawn of time. Since Pharaoh's time. Women. And she had wise men up under her. She hired men. I can hear you. Pharaoh told his dreams to all of them, but there was no one who could interpret them for Pharaoh. Who can interpret this bullshit? These dreams got me in a state of affairs where I can't conduct my business because I'm in the business of grains and cows and I don't understand what this shit means. Who among us can interpret this bullshit? Hold tight, y'all. At that, the chief cupbearers spoke with Pharaoh, saying, I am confessing my sins today. Pharaoh was indignant. That motherfucker was mad as hell. Pharaoh was indignant at all his servants. Fuck all you niggas. I'm paying y'all and you useless bastards can't give me what I need. I need an interpretation. And you soothsaying motherfuckers and you magic practitioners, y'all don't know shit. Y'all can't summon up the information that I need so that I can move on with my business. Who can interpret this bullshit? Not them niggas, Pharaoh. You best be moving along, brother. All right. Let's see. Now let me show you what Pharaoh do when he get upset. See, because Pharaoh ain't no motherfucker. You thought it was a game? I hired you motherfuckers to do one job. You had one job and you can't do it? I got something for your ass. Some Pharaoh, hold tight. I told you what he did to Joseph in the last message. He put that boy in the penitentiary because he didn't penetrate his wife's pussy. Huh? let's get back to this word. Because this shit getting kinky. It's cooking. Pharaoh. Go back a verse. At that, the chief cupbearer spoke with Pharaoh, saying, I am confessing my sins today. Verse 10, Pharaoh was indignant. Who was he indignant with? With every one of his servants. So he committed me to the jail of the house of the chief of the guard, both me and the chief baker, and every damn body else was put in the penitentiary. Why? Because they failed on their one job. So now we got them all in the penitentiary here with Joseph. And Joseph is in there, he running shit. He got the keys. So now, they in there locked up with Joseph. One big happy family. After that, we each, hold on, let me go back. Chief guard, both the chief baker. After that, we each had a dream on the same night. He and I, this is the bitch talking here, okay? So this is the magician, the magic priest, high priest, the magic priest, the woman. He and I each had a dream with its own interpretation. Verse 12, and there with us was a young Hebrew man, a servant of the chief of the guard. When we relayed them to him, he interpreted, this is Joseph they're talking to, Joseph the dreamer, the dream interpretator, whatever you want to call him. They told him the dream. And when we related the dreams to him, he interpreted for us the meaning of each dream. So Joseph, and Joseph alone, had the power to interpret dreams. You know? He had a gift. Huh? How many of y'all out there got a gift? But you may be on hold right now because you're in prison. You might not be in the actual 6x9 prison. You could be in the prison of your own mind. Huh? You could be in prison in yourself, which is going to cause you not to operate or walk in your gift. Pay attention. Fuck the messenger, get the message. So when we related the dreams to him, he interpreted for us the meaning of each dream. Each dream. He ain't fuck up on one. Each dream. I'm going to start putting my finger in place like my daddy used to. Huh? Because he was blind too. He used to put his finger in place so he know where the fuck he was at when he stepped away from his word. I'm going to start doing that shit. Thank you, Daddy. I appreciate it. I don't know if you... Thank you, Daddy. Shit, wherever you at, nigga. He was a sorry motherfucker, but he brought that word. Back to the word. All right. It happened exactly as he... Oh, let's go back. When we related them to him, he interpreted for us, the meaning of each dream, and I was restored to my office, but the other man was hanged. So, Pharaoh put the bitch back in place, the high priest, the magician priest. He put her back in place, but he got rid of the baker, the cupbearer, all them of them. Off with their heads. He hanged them. He was so fucking pissed off. He been paying these goddamn frauds, huh? A lot of y'all out there paying these frauds every week. God told my God, I don't know where that came from. A lot of you niggas out there tithing and sending in offerings to the frauds. But if you watch long enough, them frauds get hacked. because they've been found to be frauds. I'm talking to you out there, pastors, preachers, you fucking frauds out there fleecing the flock. Using this here word to line your pockets. I'm talking to you, motherfuckers. I don't like you. I got a problem with you. Hey, do me a favor, hit that Cash App, $ BISHLO. Cash App, $ BISHOPLO, the number 1. Send in your offering. I don't require tithes here because if you ain't a Levite, you ain't supposed to be tithing. Google that shit. All right, here we go. So Pharaoh sent for Joseph. Okay? After he had the other one hanged, he sent for Joseph. Why he sent for Joseph? Because he heard through the grapevine that Joseph is the one that told his host, the magical priest, what the fucking dreams was about. See what I'm saying? They spread the word. Get your ass out there and spread the word, y'all. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Let's get that like button. Let's get that like button. Spread the word. Share the video. So Pharaoh sent for Joseph, and they brought him quickly from the prison. Get that nigga in here quick, man. I'm getting a headache from this shit. I can't think. I need Joseph, the dreamer, and the dream interpreter. So Joseph shaved and changed his clothes and went in to the Pharaoh. Made himself presentable. You know, he'd been in prison. Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, I had a dream. I had a dream. That's what he said. Years before Martin, Pharaoh had a dream. Any of you out there had a dream recently you can't interpret? Don't call me. I don't have it yet. Call Joseph. Back to the word. Joseph shaved his head and changed his clothes and went on in to meet with the Pharaoh. Verse 15 says that Pharaoh said to Joseph, I had a dream, but there is no one to interpret it. Now I have heard it said about you that you can hear a dream and interpret it. That's what I heard. Word on the street is, yo, niggas on Lexington told me, yo, use the nigga to come see you plug for the interpretation of dreams. Can you help me? At this, Joseph answered Pharaoh and said, I need not be considered. God will speak concerning Pharaoh's welfare. Let me break that down for you. I ain't got shit to do with this. Now, nigga, you can tell me your dream, Pharaoh, but I promise you, I ain't got shit to do with it. Now, this God guy, who I got this gift from, he gonna break it down for your ass, but he gonna use me to do it. You understand? Check it now. Pay attention. God is going to use Joseph to get to Pharaoh. Now, why don't the God guy just go directly to Pharaoh and tell him what his dreams are? Because God don't fuck with Pharaoh. He's a goddamn Egyptian. That's why. God is going to use the Hebrew, okay? The Hebrews wasn't shit to the Egyptians. The Egyptians enslaved the Hebrews, okay? So God was going to use the people that were enslaved to help the powerful Pharaoh. Huh? You ever been in that position in your life where God used you to help somebody more important than you? Maybe you didn't even benefit from that, but you were used for God's glory. See, because that's what this is all about here. It's for God's glory in this story. Back to the word, back to the word. At this, Joseph answered Pharaoh, I need not be considered. Don't even consider me. I ain't got nothing to do with this. God is going to speak concerning Pharaoh's welfare. So Pharaoh went on to say to Joseph, in my dream, I was standing on the bank of the Nile River. And there, coming up from the Nile, was 7 fine-looking, fat-ass cows. Some of them heifers. Good-looking heifers. Bad bitches of the heifer kingdom. And there were 7 fine-looking fat cows. And they began to feed on the Nile grass. Then there were 7 other cows. We call them other cows. The ugly ones. Coming after them. Poor and very bad looking. And thin. I have never seen such bad looking cows in all the land of Egypt. And it's fucked up that I own them. Them old sorry looking cows, they're mine. Joseph, what does this mean? Now, the 7 skinny cows began to swallow up the 7. They began to swallow up the 7 fat cows, the 7 good-looking cows, the 7 bad bitches got swallowed up by the skinny cows. They had consumed them. No one could have known that they had done so, since their appearance was just as bad. They didn't even fatten up after they ate the cows. At that, I woke up. Verse 22, after that I saw in my dream 7 ears of grain coming up on one stalk, full and choice. 23, growing up after them were 7 ears of shriveled grain, thin and scorched by the east wind. 24, then the thin ears of grain began to swallow up the 7 choice ears of grain. So I told it to the magic practicing priests, but there was no one who could interpret this for me. Who can interpret this bullshit? Because this bullshit. Ain't no damn 7 skinny cows gonna swallow up no 7 fat cows. And ain't no 7 shriveled up, dried up, old raggedy ass ears of grain ever gonna choke out a full choice ear of grain. Who can interpret this bullshit? How many of y'all know it's Joseph? Type Joseph in the comments. Joseph the dreamer. Put it in the comments. Hit that like button. Smash that like button. Then Joseph said to Pharaoh, the dream of the Pharaoh are one and the same. It's the same dream, bro. You had the same dream twice. The true God has told to Pharaoh what he will do. Verse 26, the 7 good cows are 7 years. Simple. 7 years. The dreams are one and the same. The 7 skinny and bad cows that came up after them or 7 years. We got 14 years here, y'all. 14 years. 7 plus 7, 14. And the 7 empty years of grain. So we got 7 years of good grain, 7 years of bad grain. We got 7 years of good cows and 7 years of bad cows. 7 and 7 is 14, times 2 is 28. 7 empty years, scorched by the east wind, will prove to be 7 years of famine. The 7 years of good cows, it's going to be 7 years that your ass going to eat properly. You're going to prosper. It's going to be good years. You're going to make shitload of money. But you better put some of that shit up, because you're going to have 7 years where your ass going to be eating crow. It's going to be 7 years where your ass ain't going to be able to find a nickel. That's what the words say. I'm going to go back a little bit. The true God has told the Pharaoh what he will do. The 7 good cows are 7 years. Likewise, the 7 good ears of grain are 7 years. The dreams are one and the same. The 7 skinny and bad cows that came up after them are 7 years. And the 7 empty ears of grain scorched by the east wind will prove to be 7 years of famine. This is just as I told the Pharaoh. The true God has caused Pharaoh to see what he will do. 29. There are to be 7 years of great abundance in all the land of Egypt. But 7 years of famine will certainly, it's going to surely arise after them 7 good years of prosperity. And all the abundance in the land of Egypt will certainly be forgotten. And the famine will exhaust the land. And the previous abundance in the land will not be remembered because of the famine afterwards. For it will be very severe. Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Have you ever in your life had a time when you was eating well? Friends abound. You look to the left, you got your boy. You look to the right, you got your girl. Here we are 7 years later, you broke as a motherfucker. Sick. You can't find a motherfucker. You can't find no help. You can't find no support. Have you ever been there? Who can interpret this bullshit? Back to the word. And the previous abundance in the land will not be remembered, forgotten. It's forgotten. That was my point right there, y'all. You forgotten. You ain't got shit. The previous riches you had, it don't matter. You ain't got shit now. It's forgotten. It don't matter that you went through 7 good years because we can't remember that shit. Look at us now. The dream was given twice to Pharaoh because the matter has been firmly established by the true God, and the true God will soon carry it out. Had the dream twice so he get the fucking point. Twice. One night. Same dream. So now let Pharaoh look for a man who is discreet and wise and place him over the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh take action and appoint overseers in the land, and he should collect 1/5 of the produce of Egypt during the 7 years of abundance, and let them collect all the food during these coming good years, and let them stockpile grain under Pharaoh's authority as food to be stored in the cities and safeguarded here. The food should serve as a supply for the people, for the land, for the 7 years of famine. Got to store it up for the 7 years of famine. Put that shit away so we can have some shit when we ain't got shit and can't get shit. 7 years of famine that will occur. Put it away for the 7 years of famine that will occur in the land of Egypt, so that the land may not perish in the famine. 37. The proposal seemed good to Pharaoh and all his servants. So Pharaoh said to his servants, "Can another man be found like this one, in whom there is the Spirit of God?" Pharaoh then said to Joseph, "Since God has caused you to know all of this, there is no one as discreet and wise as you in all this land." Mind you, this is the same nigga that put him in prison for not fucking his wife. "You will personally be over my house, and all my people will obey you implicitly." You know what that word implicitly means? That means blindly. You tell that son of a bitch to take his sword out and fall on it, that's what the fuck he gonna do. Implicit. Many Christians say they have implicit faith. They trust God. It don't matter what the circumstance is. They trust God. Implicit faith. Blind as a motherfucker. You don't have to see it. Implicit. So it says here, where we at now? People will obey you. Okay. Joseph, you will personally be over my house and all my people and all my shit. And everybody gonna obey you implicitly. Okay? Only in my role as king will I be greater than you. So, Joseph was pulled out the penitentiary to interpret a dream for Pharaoh, and in thus doing so, he secured his position back in the damn palace. Huh? So Joseph went from his daddy's penthouse to being sold into slavery by his 11 brothers, the penitentiary. From the penitentiary, he went working for Pharaoh in Pharaoh's penthouse, got his own penthouse. And then when Pharaoh's hoe tried to succubus his ass in, tried to tried to steal the ping when she tried to inundate him with the pussy, and he refused. Pharaoh threw his ass back in the penitentiary. Okay, so now Pharaoh need him. Okay, he was in the penitentiary with he was the chief. He was the man in there now. So now Pharaoh snatched his ass back out the penitentiary to get this dream interpreted, and now he has re-earned his position. Now he going from the penitentiary to the palace. Follow the storyline. Don't pay attention to the messenger, get the message. Smash that like button, smash that like button. You ain't gonna get that shit like this at the Potter House. Huh? You ain't gonna get this information in Lakeland with Joel Osteen. You just ain't gonna get it. Back to the word. 42. Then Pharaoh removed his signet ring. Pharaoh took the pinky ring off. Joseph, come here. Put your right hand up. No, I'm fucking with you. You want to put your right hand up? Go ahead. Joseph is about to get another blessing, y'all. Then Pharaoh removed his signet ring from his own hand and put it on Joseph's hand and clothed him with garments of fine linen and placed a necklace of gold around his neck. Joseph done made it to the fucking big time. Huh? Promotion. You might be in the penitentiary right now. Don't worry about it. Stay right there. You in there for a reason. Huh? Your promotion is on the way. Hold tight. So Pharaoh removed his signet ring, and the signet ring was the most important ring of Pharaoh. It's like the bishop ring. You know, that with that ruby in it and shit, that old gay ass looking bishop ring that these men wear, these bishops. That shit. Yeah. Garnet, ruby, whatever the fuck it is. From his own hand and put it on Joseph's hand and, oh, hey, deacon. I'm preaching in the church. Have a seat. Have a seat, deacons. Have a seat. Have a seat. It's church time. Have a seat. Sit. Thank you. Odie, sit. We in church. Yeah, go do that shit. Get out the camera way. Go in the room. Sorry, y'all. My deacons are a little, they're a little exuberant. They are overzealous this morning, huh? All right. Then Pharaoh removed his signet ring and placed it on Joseph's hand and clothed him with garments of fine linen and placed a necklace of gold around his neck. 43. Moreover, he had him ride in the second chariot of honor that he had, and they would call out ahead of him, Avrek! Avrek! Whatever the fuck that means. Google that shit, y'all. Thus, he put him over all the land of Egypt. Now listen, that second chariot that followed the Pharaoh was meant to be for the Pharaoh's hoe, the queen. But Pharaoh put his hoe out that shit and put Joseph in it. Second in command. King, queen, you know? So basically, Joseph became Pharaoh's bitch right there. Huh? He took the place of Pharaoh's queen in that second chariot. You see what I'm saying? Let me set it up for you. Like when the president ride out, in the beast, that vehicle directly behind the beast, with Melania in that shit, that's Joseph. He's second in command. Why? Because he was able to interpret the bullshit. Y'all better learn how to interpret that bullshit in your life. Navigate around it. Fuck the messenger. Get the message. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you're catching this on the replay, give me a comment. Throw up an amen. Throw up a hey, you a false prophet. I don't give a shit what you throw up. Just throw it up there. It's good for the algorithm. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Pharaoh further said to Joseph, I am Pharaoh, but without your authorization, no man may do a single thing in all of the land of Egypt. What? No man. Y'all can't do shit till you see Joseph. Right, Rufus? Ain't that right, Connie? That's right. They can't do nothing until they speak to Joseph. That man got all power up under the Pharaoh, coming fresh out the penitentiary. Back to the word. After that, Pharaoh gave Joseph the name Zephanath, Paneah, and gave him Asenath, the daughter of Potiphar, and the daughter of Potiphar, the priest of On, as a wife. So now, Joseph got a ring, some bad clothes, and the daughter of the person that bought him into slavery and turned him over to Pharaoh. Now he married to that man's daughter. Yeah. So he got a ring, a position, some fine clothes, a spot in the palace, and some pussy. He got a wife, y'all. All these benefits because what? He was able to interpret the bullshit. Now look, I'm here. I stopped by here just for a little while, just to let you know that when you start interpreting the bullshit in your life, you're going to get some benefits. You will benefit. But you got to interpret that bullshit. Or you got to at least get to somebody that can interpret that bullshit. And I can promise you it ain't your pastor. It ain't your powerful prelate. It ain't your apostle. I promise you. Because they going to shoot you some shit from this same book. Amen. Back to the book. Joseph was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh, king of Egypt. So he spent some years in prison because he went in at 17. Pay attention. 17 and he was fine, handsome, had been working out. They say he was fine, which is what made, he did some years in the penitentiary for passing on the pussy. But the years that he sold in tears, he was rewarded with the Pharaoh's ring and all the Pharaoh's benefits. Some of y'all got to settle down and do your time. Everybody want to go and live in the palace, but they're scared to fucking live in the penitentiary. It's a process. Many times in life, you got to go through the process. Everybody want to go to heaven, but don't nobody want to die and lay in hell to get there. Make it make sense. Hit that like button, y'all. Go ahead and show up a comment. And feel free to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop new content. Back to it. Then Joseph went out from before Pharaoh and traveled throughout all the land of Egypt. Him and his wife. He got a wife now. He traveling around Egypt, all throughout the land. Ain't nowhere in Egypt Joseph couldn't go. And during the 7 years of abundance, the land went on producing plentifully. And he kept collecting all the food of the 7 years from the land of Egypt. And he would stockpile the food in the cities. In each city, he would store the food from the fields. Joseph continued stockpiling grains in very great quality, like the sands of the sea. That boy had grains like the sands of the sea. You can't count the sands in the sea, I promise you that shit. You can try. Until finally they gave up measuring it, because it could not be measured. They had, They had treasures upon treasures where they didn't have room enough to receive of more treasures. The stockpiles were overflowing. Before the year of the famine arrived, 2 sons were born to Joseph, whom Asenath, the daughter of Potipharah, the priest of On, bore to him. His wife gave him 2 babies. Joseph named the firstborn Manasseh, for he said, God has made me forget all my troubles and all the house of my father. That's what Manasseh meant, all that shit. It meant God has made me forget all my troubles and all the house of my father. I done forgot about all that shit my daddy and my brothers did to me. I'm moving on, because now I'm the man. Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. You know the rest of that shit. For he said, God has made me fruitful in the land of my affliction. Yeah, he was a Hebrew. The Hebrews were afflicted by the Egyptians. And now you in Egypt, in their land, and you done took over. Why? Because you were able to interpret the bullshit. Then the 7 years of abundance in the land of Egypt ended, as foretold by Joseph. And the 7 years of famine began, just as Joseph had said. The famine developed in all the lands, but in all the land of Egypt there was bread. Ha ha, shit. Why was there bread? Because Joseph interpreted the bullshit. The famine developed in all the lands, but in the land of Egypt there was bread. Eventually, verse 55, all the land of Egypt suffered from the famine. And the people began to cry to Pharaoh for bread. Motherfuckers was hungry. Pharaoh, feed us. Then Pharaoh said to all the Egyptians, go to Joseph and do whatever that man tells you. If he tell you to drop down and give him 20, drop down and give him 20. If he tell you to twerk it like you did, shake your tail feathers, shake your tail feathers. Joseph is the man. Whatever he say, do. I don't give a shit how outlandish it is. If he tell you to stand on your big toe, one big toe on your right leg, and cock-a-doodle-doo like a rooster, you do that shit if you want bread. Because Joseph is the man. He's the head nigga in charge. So you got to see Joseph. I can't help you. Joseph helped me to have, so now you got to go see Joseph. He gonna help you figure it out. The famine continued over all the surface of the earth. Not just Egypt now, the earth. Joseph began to open up all the granaries that were among them and to sell to the Egyptians. You hear what I said? You hear what the Bible said? Read it again. The famine continued over all the surface of the earth. Then Joseph began to open up all the granaries, the silos in the land that were among them, and to sell to the Egyptians, as the famine had a strong grip on the land of Egypt. So Joseph opened up the silos and made some money. He sold the grains to the people. Gotta make a profit. Profit ain't a bad word, right? So, verse 57, moreover, people of all the earth came to Egypt to buy from Joseph. People from all over the earth. They said all over the earth. Joseph had international currency coming in because he was able to interpret the bullshit. Verse 57, which is the last verse here, says, moreover, people of all the earth came to Egypt to buy from Joseph because the famine had a strong grip on all the earth. People came from all over the world to make a purchase from this man simply because he was in place. He had it. What we learned today, y'all? What we learned today, y'all? Today we learned that once you either learn to interpret the bullshit that's going on in your life, or until you get to the source that can interpret the bullshit that's going on in your life. I see a clinical I see a psychologist and psychiatrist. I pay them cash for it. Because many times, I'm as educated and as smart as I am, many times I can't interpret the bullshit that's going on in my life. But if you do like Joseph, and run your mouth at the wrong time, it could land you in a poor position. But you stay right there in that poor position because the universe has you in that poor position for a reason. As long as you perform in that poor position with dedication and discipline, you can get a promotion. Huh? Your promotion is on the way. I stopped by here today just to tell you that you may be a pharaoh. You may have some bullshit going on in your life that you can't interpret. Who you gonna run to? You gonna run to your pastor? Many times your pastor you can't even get in touch with. Many times. Many times your preacher can't offer you a private word of encouragement. Many times. Who can interpret your bullshit? I don't know. Only you know. But it's not until you get that bullshit interpreted. It's after you get that bullshit interpreted that you will be able to move on and prosper. Listen, Cash App, $ BISHLO, or $ Cash App, BISHOPLO, the number 1. We can do a little Q&A if you like, question and answer if you like. Now hold on, y'all. Let me go and get some water real quick, cause let's get some water really fast. Can do questions and answers. If you have any bullshit you need interpreted, you can feel free to contact Brother Joseph, because I have that gift, but I don't operate in it, because folk like to come at you sideways if you're ever off. Let's turn this fan on. Let's get some fan action going here. What we got? The fuck? Hold on, man. What we got here? I can't see. Can't see the button. Oh, I turned the light off. Let's get that light back on. Okay, all right, come on, y'all. Sorry. I apologize, y'all. Any questions? It's tithe and offering time now. Any questions? Pimp preaching. No, ain't no pimp here. Clean Burst Power Wash. What's up with you, bro? No pimp here, brother. I don't have the heart of no pimp. You gotta be a dirty motherfucker. You gotta have a wicked heart to be a pimp. I ain't got it. DJ Lo-Fi, appreciate y'all. We got some amens in here. What this say? Every day. All right, comments. Well, amen. Let's see what we got here. Good afternoon, everyone. All right. Mariah, welcome. All right, Mariah. Welcome to Tommy Matthews. Tommy Matthews, welcome to you. We got any questions? You get on the right nerve. Wow, you were serious. I was serious about what, Lady Beauty? Serious about what? I'm the real deal. I don't play games. Let me see. Enjoyed last night. I'm so tired. I'll wear your ass out, sister. I told you. I might not be long, but I'm strong, damn it. Hey, Bishop. Sorry I'm late. You weren't late, Mariah. I was late because I was sick as hell this morning, and I'm so glad that I was able to recover. We got some new, we got any new members? Will there be any new members today? Let's get them likes up. We only got 9 likes. I'll be damned. That's all right. We got 9. Let me see. Any questions here? Does anyone have a question before I let you go on with this beautiful Sunday? We ain't get a super chat, nothing? What we get? Nothing? Nothing. That's all right. Well, if there won't be anyone coming in to the fold today, I'm going to go ahead and shut this production down. And I say that this was a successful second service. And hey, you know what I just thought of? I might do an afternoon service to close this series out on Joseph and move on to something else. Everybody watching football, it works for me. Let them catch it on the replay. I'm going, y'all. You've been blessed, so be a blessing. It's your boy, Bishop Low on the go. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you're watching this on the replay, put up a comment. Tell me what you thought of the message. Tell me what I need to work on. I ain't gonna fucking listen. But I'm gonna read your comments. Alright? One love, y'all. You've been blessed, so be a blessing. Hey, listen. Who can interpret your bullshit?